I'm just realizing all these are probably traumatic.
Earl on the beat, Earl on the beat, Earl on the beat.
Hey, what's up you guys? It's Lucy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Tomorrow's my 18th birthday, so I figured since technically I'm going to be an adult, I'm just going to share some of my favorite childhood memories, or maybe the craziest ones, because honestly most of them were traumatic, but they make the best stories that stick in my mind. So the first one I can think of is when I was in 6th grade, my mom, my dad, my younger sister, and I flew out to Colorado, where my dad loves to go, because my dad always just wanted my sister and I to be like skiers, because he loves skiing. He goes out to Colorado at least once or twice a year to ski. And so he was like, yeah, we're gonna go get off like the East Coast for skiing and then get you on like some real mountains. I'd been skiing before and I hated it and I wasn't good at it and it was traumatizing, and he just decided, yeah, let's just step it up a notch for some reason. And by the way, this was spring break and it was freezing in Colorado, like literally so cold. So my family was kind of getting irritated because one of the adults would always have to stay with me on like the green, the kiddie slopes, and they wanted like a real skiing experience. So my dad forced me to go on a blue. So my younger sister, who was in like 3rd or 4th grade at the time, literally was just like acing the black diamonds in Colorado, like doing like moguls, going to the terrain park, and I was just like, this is not my thing. So they forced me on the ski lift up to the Blue Mountain, and literally the second you hop off of it, it's just like a icy drop down, and I was already terrified. I didn't even want to get off the ski lift, but I mean, what was I supposed to do, ride it back down? Like, I couldn't do that either. So we're headed down, and I just like, literally the second I get down like the pitch of the hill, I just bust my nose open. I'm bleeding out on the snow, freaking out, like just like I was already over it, and then now I'm bleeding everywhere and I'm in pain. Like, I hated it. I was probably having an anxiety attack. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I was probably having a straight up anxiety attack. There's like 3-year-olds and 5-year-olds, like Colorado natives, just skiing right past me, laughing at me, and here I am, this, how old are you in 6th grade? Like 12, this 12-year-old girl, like freaking out. And so my mom and my sister continued down the mountain because they wouldn't wait for me. My neck guard was just full of blood, my hair full of blood. Like, I was just like not having it at all. And so then my dad like finally like forces me to get up, and I'm like shaking. I'm just so over it. I'm bloody. And he's like, you have to follow my tracks. So it takes us like a solid 2 hours to get down this mountain. And I'm just freaking out, hysterical the whole time. And I was like, I'm never doing that again. Like, they really traumatized me right there on that one. Another one is when I was, it was the summer and I live at the beach. So I want to say it was probably close to 10 years ago. My dad's friend from Colorado, who's younger than him, we all went to the beach with them because like we were younger. It's not like we could just go to the beach with our friends. We'd go like meet up with other families. So on this particular day, it was just my dad, my sister, and his friend at the beach, and the ocean was like super calm. We like were out in the ocean, and I was like really, really small when I was 8 or 9. Like, I'm still small, but I was like a really small kid. And my dad would always like throw my sister and I like really lightly in the pool and in the ocean, and his friend was like, oh, like let me try. Like, keep in mind, he's like this big meathead. Like, he has no experience with children at all. Like, no like empathy at all. Like, he's just like a bro. Like, think of a frat guy, that's like him. And he's like, yeah, let me throw her. And I was like, yeah, like throw me, Josh. Like, it'll be fun. This man launches me like 20 yards or feet. I don't know. It was really far. I want to say yards. No, there's no way he threw me 20 yards. Like 20 feet out into like the ocean. We're already out deep. I couldn't touch. He just throws me even further. And like, it was so fast and so much force that like I couldn't get my arms and my legs out from like behind me. So I was like flailing through the air, and then boom, belly flop so hard, so fast into the ocean. My stomach was covered in welts, had the wind knocked out of me. I like literally couldn't swim. I couldn't touch. I was like treading water. My dad had to like carry me in, and I was just like, my stomach was just like covered in like big welts like this. Looks like I'm throwing up gang signs. Big welts. And I was like, that sucked. Another one of my favorite childhood memories is, I think it was after my aunt and uncle's wedding. They bought my grandparents on my dad's side, they bought them like resort passes for Massanutten, which I forget where that is, but it's basically like a resort. And so we went up there, just my younger sister, my grandparents, and I. We were like really young. It was, I want to say it was like the beginning of the summer or the end. It was somewhere like around in that season. And there's a hair and we like went on like the lazy river, and it was like full of like water parks, and it was really, really fun. And they had to buy me a bathing suit there because I like lost it, and it ended up being like my favorite bathing suit. I'm surprised my grandparents even bought me a bikini because it's just surprising, but I was really young, so it didn't really matter. I was in like 2nd grade, I think, which brings me to my next favorite childhood memory, which is being a flower girl at my aunt and uncle's wedding. Because I mean, I'd been in weddings before, but that one was like the most personal, and we were like dancing all night. Another one of my favorite childhood memories, the ones that are popping in my mind are more recent, and I wanted to do like the ones like way back. So let me just think for a second. Oh my god. This really sticks out in my mind. So when I was in kindergarten, that was my first full year of school down here at the beach in Delaware, and I was like, honestly, like, anyways, just like terrified being away from my mom anyway. And I was at kindergarten, and it was only half a day, but I was so short that I couldn't reach like the light switch or the toilet in the classroom bathroom. And like, there was probably a stool, but I just never used it, and I was honestly just afraid to go in there by myself. And so one day, like, I really just had to pee, like, so bad, but I just couldn't like make myself go to the bathroom. I was just scared of it for some reason. I made it like really far into the school year. Like, my mom was like, yeah, she never like goes to the bathroom in her pants. She doesn't need like extra clothes. And somewhere down like in like the springtime of the school year, I just peed myself. Shout out to Maggie Smith sitting right across from me at the table. Shout out Ariel Parker sitting right next to me, if you guys watch my videos. Yeah. Yeah, peed myself at the red table in kindergarten, man. It was a time, let me tell you. I just peed. That was embarrassing. Let me think. Another one of my favorites was in, I think it was 5th grade. After lunch and recess, like how our schedules worked, my teacher and like her best friend, who was also a teacher like right down the hallway for the same grade, they were like, yeah, we're just like, we don't do school after lunch or recess anymore, so we would just like watch movies in class and eat snacks and do our hair. And it was, I don't know, it was just a really enjoyable experience. Like that, like back then those were the days, man. Like that was where I was at for school. See, oh, I have to say, another one of my favorites was, so like we always had dogs growing up because we used to live in my grandparents' house like with my parents before we got our own house down here, like for my parents to figure out their jobs, because they kind of had kids like really early into their marriage, like before they were planned. Like I was not a planned kid at all. And so we lived there until we moved down here. So like we never had a dog of our own. We just had like all the dogs there. Like I never had a puppy for like myself at all. And so when we moved down here after a couple years, like we were able to get our own dog, and like all the older dogs in Pennsylvania, they died, and like I don't know, we just really wanted a dog, so we got one from like the same breeder that all the other family labs in our family come from, so like they're all related. And that was just such a good memory. Like I remember that day so perfectly. Like we drove up from our house, and like we stopped at every single pet store we could see to get our puppy a toy, and then we got him, we brought him home. His name's Rio. And I remember like when we found out we were getting him, like obviously you have to wait the 2 months until like they're able to leave their mom like weaned off her milk. And so like literally, I don't know how I remember this, but we were sitting at a Chinese restaurant in Pennsylvania, like with my whole family. And I forget who came up with the name, but like since they're pedigree dogs, they have to have like long, like more than one name, kind of like show horses, if you know what I'm talking about. So like my dog Rio, which I'm surprised he didn't come over here. He's kind of old now, which is really sad. We were like, somehow we came up with the name like Rio de Janeiro, and I don't know, it's just a really good memory because that's like the first puppy that like we had and like we raised, and it's like been with us for our entire life. I don't know why this sticks in my mind. It's not like a good memory at all. But when we were younger, like obviously like all kids, or especially girls, go through like their hamster phase where they want like a hamster or a gerbil or like a guinea pig, like those rodent phases as a pet. And we went through a lot of hamsters, but man, one of these little guys really just sticks out in my mind. So my sister and I got twin hamsters named Peanut and Chester. They look the same. Mine's name was Chester. There was ways to distinguish them, but they pretty much were like identical. And so Chester got out one day, and I was really concerned about Chester because this was about the 5th hamster I'd been on that year, and I was starting to feel a little guilty. And so Chester gets out. We're really concerned. We don't know what to do. And my mom, like, one day just, like, stumbled across, like, she's like, why is there so much, like, oil on the ground? My dad had previously just gone to BJ's, like the superstore or whatever, and gotten, like, this humongous gallon of, like, canola oil. She's like, why is there oil all over the floor? She opens the cabinet under the oven, and it just chewed through. Like, oil just leaking everywhere. Well, poor little baby Chester, man. He got stuck in the oil. It was like an oil spill for just one animal. And Chester didn't make it that much longer after that. That was pretty sad. Another one of my favorite childhood memories is the first few summers. So, like, this is the second house I've lived in Delaware, like, that, like, my family has just lived in. And when we first moved to this house, it was, like, 4th and 5th grade, like, that summer. We would have so much fun here with my friends because, like, it's just, like, a really open yard and, like, an open, long driveway. And we would always, like, do, like, those, like, sun tattoos with, like, we put, like, a puzzle piece or, like, a shape on your stomach, and then you, like, tan so it leaves on you. We would do those all the time. We would have crazy, like, soap fights and, like, throw bubbles and, like, colors at each other, like, put, like, food coloring and just, like, dye our skin, and our moms would scream at us. We would take, like, outdoor showers, just, like, make water slides and put soap on the trampolines, and if it was raining, we would put our bodies in trash bags and just, like, get bounced around on our trampoline. That's a good memory. And another one, which we would do with the same friends, like, that was always with Riley and Maya Blatzon. And this is something else that my sister and I would always do, because Riley and Maya are the same ages as my younger sister and I. So we would play Chopped, like, you know, the Food Network show. We would play Chopped in our kitchen at least, like, 2 times a week, and we would just be so wasteful with the food. Our parents hated it, and they would pick our mystery ingredients for us, and we would chef it up. We'd had, like, 30 minutes or an hour, I don't know how long, and then they'd judge it and try it. And I just remember being, like, a champion. Like, I always won. I don't even know how. Riley and I always won, probably just because we were older. But that was, like, so fun. I love that memory. Oh my god, another one. This one is kind of dramatic. So there's, like, the Cape May Lewis ferry. I live in Delaware, and then New Jersey's, like, right over the ocean, so, like, the ferry goes between the two places. And one day, it was over spring break, and we didn't go anywhere. My mom was like, let's take, like, you, your sister, and, like, some of your friends on the ferry and bring our bikes and go bike through Cape May. And we're like, yeah, like, that'd be fun. And, like, obviously spring break always varies on when Easter falls, so I think spring break this year was pretty early, like March-ish, and so we, like, took it over there, and it was freezing, and nothing in Cape May was open, and we were just biking on these, like, hills in downtown Cape May, and we were like, oh my god, like, it was honestly a terrible trip. Like, it was more or less just, like, a workout, and, like, just not an enjoyable experience at all. And this video is already pretty long, so I guess I'll just wrap it up with one more my favorite memories. So this was had to be, like, I think it was 8th grade going in 9th grade. Yeah, that's when it was. My friends Maggie and Kelsey have a boat, and they live on the water. And one day, this also involves Cape May. It's just not my place. We decided, like, her parents are gonna take, like, me and my sister and a couple of friends over on the boat to the ferry, and we're like, yeah, it's gonna be so fun. We get over there, we're having, like, a blast. It's such a nice day, like, really enjoying ourselves. Then we get back on the boat, and we're headed back, and the sky out of nowhere just turns pitch black. Like, we're like, oh, keep in mind, we're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, like, just in the middle of it. Like, we cannot see land. And we're just like, oh, what do we do? And the water's getting, like, super rocky. Shh. And we're like, okay, you know what, this could be fun. Like, because, like, the waves are pretty fun. And then it just gets, like, really, really, really bad. Like, have to, like, be thrown, like, under, like, the caboose in the boat. Like, stuck in this huge thunderstorm and hurricane coming into the ocean because the waters are affected first. And then we, like, almost ran out of gas, and we were just stranded, like, sitting out there in the middle of the ocean, dehydrated as like the sun's going down in this crazy storm, almost getting thrown off the boat. The boat's like filling up with water. That was really traumatic. So I definitely have way more childhood memories. Those are just the ones that like came to my mind first. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. My social medias are all linked in the description, and I'll probably be back tomorrow with another video for my 18th birthday.